When I noticed my husband's wedding ring tan line disappearing in his Instagram photos, I didn't say anything. Instead, I started screenshotting every picture he posted, organizing them by date. 6 months later, I had 47 photos showing the exact pattern of when he wore his ring and when he didn't. I created a side-by-side comparison, added the caption, "Interesting how tan lines tell stories," and tagged him. His girlfriend called me 11 minutes later. She thought he'd never been married. My name is Vivian Young. I'm 37, a data analyst for a tech startup in Austin, Texas. My husband, Derek, is 39 and works as a personal trainer at an upscale gym downtown. We've been married for 8 years, no kids, 2 rescue dogs, and a mortgage on a craftsman house in South Congress. That March evening, I was scrolling through Instagram before bed when Derek's latest post appeared in my feed. He was at some rooftop bar I didn't recognize, holding a craft beer, sunset glowing orange behind him. The caption read, "Sometimes you need a solo reset. Grateful for moments of clarity." I double-tapped the photo out of habit, then zoomed in. Something looked off. I couldn't place it at first. Then I saw it. His left hand was visible, wrapped around the beer glass. No ring, no tan line, just smooth, evenly tanned skin. I sat up in bed. Derek was in the bathroom brushing his teeth, the sound of running water muffling my thoughts. I opened his Instagram profile and scrolled backward through his recent photos. 3 weeks ago, gym selfie, left hand gripping a dumbbell, ring on, tan line visible. 2 weeks ago, coffee shop photo, hand around a mug, no ring, tan line faint but present. 1 week ago, hiking trail selfie, hands on his hips, no ring, tan line nearly gone. Tonight, completely gone. Derek walked out of the bathroom, toweling his hair. "You coming to bed?" I locked my phone. "Yeah, just finishing something for work." He climbed into bed beside me and kissed my shoulder. "Night, Viv." "Night." I lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, my mind racing. A tan line doesn't disappear in 3 weeks, not in March, not unless someone's been going to tanning beds or spending a lot of time outdoors without their ring. I turned onto my side, facing away from Derek. His breathing slowed into the steady rhythm of sleep. But I stayed awake, running through possibilities I didn't want to believe. The next morning, I started paying attention. Derek left for work at 6:30 a.m. like always. I watched him grab his keys, his water bottle, his gym bag. He kissed me goodbye. His left hand touched my arm. Ring on. When he came home that evening at 7:45, I was chopping vegetables for dinner. He dropped his bag by the door, walked over, and wrapped his arms around me from behind. Ring still on. But then he went upstairs to shower. When he came back down 20 minutes later, he started talking about his day, gesturing with his hands as he opened a beer. Ring on. This continued for 3 days. Ring on when he left. Ring on when he came home. Ring on during dinner, during TV, during our evening walk with the dogs. But on Instagram, the photos told a different story. Thursday, lunch photo with a protein shake. No ring. Saturday, gym mirror selfie showing off his shoulders. Ring on. Sunday, brunch photo, avocado toast and mimosa. No ring. Tuesday, post-workout photo, hand holding the towel. Ring on. The pattern was clear. Ring off during certain social situations, ring on at home and at the gym where his clients knew he was married. I opened a new folder on my laptop and started saving screenshots, each one labeled with the date and whether the ring was visible. I wasn't sure what I was documenting yet, but I knew I needed proof. 2 weeks later, I had 31 photos. The pattern had solidified. Ring off, bars, restaurants, weekend events, outdoor activities. Ring on, gym, home, family gatherings, church. Then I saw a photo that made my stomach drop. Derek at a food truck festival, his arm around a woman I didn't recognize. She was young, maybe late 20s, blonde hair in a messy bun, wearing a vintage band t-shirt. They were both laughing. His left hand rested on her shoulder. No ring, no tan line. The caption, "Good food, good company, good vibes." She'd commented, "Best Saturday ever," with a red heart emoji. He'd replied, "More to come," with a winking emoji. I clicked on her profile. Sloan Mathis, 28, graphic designer, Austin. Her bio said, "Art, coffee, and adventures with my favorite human." I scrolled through her feed. There were 6 photos of Derek over the past month. At a concert, at a hiking trail, at a vintage market, at a coffee shop. Every single one showed his left hand. No ring, no tan line. In one photo from 2 weeks ago, they were holding hands. Her caption, "Sometimes the universe brings you exactly who you need." I set my phone down and walked to the bathroom. I turned on the faucet and splashed cold water on my face, gripping the sink. When I looked up at the mirror, I barely recognized the woman staring back. She looked tired, numb. But underneath that, something else was beginning to take shape, something sharp and cold and absolutely clear. I dried my face and went back to my laptop. I opened a new document and started a timeline. Every photo of Derek without his ring, I noted the date, location, and whether Sloan appeared. Then I cross-referenced his Google Calendar, which synced to my phone since we shared a family account. March 12th, client dinner. Instagram showed him at a wine bar, no ring. March 18th, gym networking event. Instagram showed him at the food truck festival with Sloan, no ring. March 25th, outdoor team building. Instagram showed him on a hiking trail, no ring. Every lie corresponded to a photo. Every photo corresponded to a missing ring. I had everything I needed except one thing. I needed to know what he was telling her. I created a fake Instagram account, basic profile, generic name, stock photo. I followed Sloan. She accepted within an hour. Her account was public, but I wanted to see if she'd post anything in her stories. She did. That Friday night, a story appeared. A video of Derek cooking pasta in a kitchen I didn't recognize. He was laughing, tossing a dish towel over his shoulder. The text overlay said, "When he cooks better than any restaurant." No ring, no tan line. The next story, Derek and Sloan on a couch, watching a movie, her head on his shoulder. Text, "This is what happy feels like." I watched those 15-second clips 5 times. Then I called my best friend, Melissa. "Mel, I need you to do something for me." "Anything?" "I need you to message someone on Instagram. Pretend you're looking for a personal trainer. Ask if she knows anyone good." "Okay, why?" "I'll explain later. Just see if she mentions Derek." Melissa agreed. 20 minutes later, she texted me a screenshot. Sloan had replied, "OMG, yes, my boyfriend is an amazing trainer. He's at Elite Fitness downtown. I can give you his info if you want." Boyfriend. I stared at the word. Derek wasn't just cheating. He was living a double life, and Sloan had no idea I existed. That night, Derek came home at 9 p.m. He smelled like cologne I didn't recognize. "Sorry I'm late," he said, kissing my forehead. "Client ran over." I looked at his left hand. Ring on. "No problem. Dinner's in the fridge." He heated up leftovers while I sat at the kitchen table, scrolling through my phone. He didn't notice I was watching him in the reflection of the window. Didn't notice the way I cataloged every movement, every word, every lie. The next morning, I made my decision. I spent the entire weekend creating a photo compilation, 47 screenshots of Derek's Instagram posts over 6 months, arranged in chronological order, each photo labeled with the date, red circles highlighting his left hand, ring on or ring off, tan line visible or gone. At the bottom, I added one sentence. "Interesting how tan lines tell stories." Sunday night, after Derek went to bed, I logged into his Instagram account. We'd shared passwords years ago, back when we trusted each other. He'd never changed his. I uploaded the photo compilation to his feed, tagged him, set it to public. Then I posted it to my own account with a different caption. For anyone wondering why my husband doesn't wear his wedding ring in half his photos, ask Sloan Mathis. She might want to know the answer too. I tagged Sloan, then I turned off my phone and went to sleep. I woke up at 2:47 a.m. to Derek shaking my shoulder. Vivian, wake up. I opened my eyes. He was sitting on the edge of the bed, his phone in his hand, his face pale. What did you do? I sat up slowly. What do you mean? Instagram, the post, you tagged Sloan. She's been calling me for an hour. What the hell did you do? I turned on the bedside lamp. I posted photos of you. Your photos, from your account. You had no right. I had every right. They're public photos. I just organized them. Derek stood, pacing. Sloan thinks I lied to her. She thinks I'm married. You are married. She didn't know that. I tilted my head. So you told her you were single? Derek's silence was confirmation enough. How long? I asked. Vivian, how long, Derek? He sank into the chair by the window. 4 months. 4 months. It wasn't supposed to be serious. It just happened. I laughed, a short, bitter sound. It just happened? You accidentally told her you weren't married? You accidentally removed your ring? You accidentally posted couple photos for 4 months? I didn't plan it, but you didn't stop it. Derek put his head in his hands. I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say. It's all in the photos. My phone, still off, sat on the nightstand. I turned it on. 87 notifications, messages, comments, missed calls, one voicemail from an unknown number. I played it on speaker. Hi, this is Sloan Mathis. I just saw a post on Instagram and I'm really confused and kind of freaking out. If this is Vivian, Derek's wife, can you please call me? I need to know what's going on. I had no idea he was married. He told me he'd never even been engaged. Please call me. Her voice was shaking, young, scared. Derek looked at me. Don't call her. Why not? Because it'll make everything worse. Worse for who? You? I dialed the number. It rang twice. Hello? Sloane's voice was tentative. Sloan, this is Vivian, Derek's wife. Silence. Then a choked sound, like she was trying not to cry. I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. I believe you. He told me he'd been single for years, that he'd dated casually but never found anyone serious. He said I was different, that he was ready to settle down. I glanced at Derek. He was staring at the floor. How did you meet? At the gym. I joined Elite Fitness in November. He was my trainer. We started talking and then we just connected. He asked me out in December. We've been together since. Did he ever come to your place? Yeah, all the time. Why? Did you ever wonder why you never came here? To his place? A pause. He said he was living with a roommate while looking for a house to buy. He said it was temporary, awkward to bring someone over. I closed my eyes. Sloan, Derek and I own a house together. We've lived here for 6 years. She started crying. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. He lied to you. But I should have known. I should have asked more questions. He's very good at lying. Derek stood up. Vivian, stop. You're making this worse. I ignored him. Sloan, I'm not angry at you, but I think you deserve to know who you've been dating. I can't believe this. I told my friends he was the one. I introduced him to my parents. What did you tell them about him? That he was 39, a personal trainer, never married, no kids. That he was kind and funny and treated me better than anyone I'd ever dated. He is married, to me, and he's been coming home to me every night after leaving you. Sloane's voice broke. I need to go. Sloan. The line went dead. I set my phone down and looked at Derek. She seems nice, Probably too nice for you. That's not fair. What's not fair is you lying to both of us for 4 months. Derek's phone started ringing. He glanced at the screen, then declined a call. It rang again. He declined again. She's not going to stop calling, I said. I know. What are you going to tell her? I don't know. I stood up.
Well, you better figure it out, because as of right now, you're not lying to me anymore. You're going to tell me everything, or I'm calling a lawyer in the morning. Derek looked up at me, his eyes desperate.
Vivian, please. I made a mistake, a huge mistake, but we can fix this. No, you made a choice. Every time you took off that ring, you chose her. Every time you posted a photo, you chose your image over our marriage. And every time you came home and kissed me goodnight, you chose to lie. I love you. If this is what love looks like, I don't want it. I walked out of the bedroom, grabbed a pillow and blanket from the hallway closet, and went downstairs to the couch.
Behind me, I heard Derek's phone ring again. This time, he answered. Sloan, I can explain. I turned up the TV volume and drowned out the rest. The next morning, Derek was gone before I woke up. He'd left a note on the kitchen counter. Went to the gym early. We need to talk tonight. I crumpled the note and threw it in the trash. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number.
Vivian, this is Sloan. I'm so sorry to bother you, but I need to talk to you. Can we meet, please? I stared at the message for a long moment. Then I replied, "Coffee shop on 6th and Lamar, noon." She responded immediately, "Thank you, I'll be there." At 11:55, I walked into the coffee shop. Sloan was already sitting at a corner table, clutching a cup with both hands. She looked exactly like her photos. Young, pretty, visibly shaken. I sat down across from her.
"Thank you for meeting me," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "You said you needed to talk. I broke up with him last night, after I saw your post, after we talked. I told him I never wanted to see him again." I nodded. "Good. But I need to know something." She looked up at me, eyes red.
"Did he ever tell you about me?" "No. So you had no idea?" I suspected. The Instagram photos, the late nights, the new cologne, but I didn't have proof until I saw the tan lines. Sloan shook her head. "I can't believe I didn't notice. We were together 4 months, and I never questioned why he didn't have photos of us on his page. He said he was private, that he didn't like broadcasting his relationship. I thought it was respectful." "It wasn't respect. It was compartmentalization." She wiped her eyes. "I feel like an idiot." "You're not an idiot. He's a liar." We sat in silence for a moment. "Can I ask you something?" Sloan said finally. "Why didn't you just confront him privately? Why post it publicly?" I took a sip of coffee. "Because private confrontations let men like Derek control the narrative. They cry, they apologize, they promise to change, and maybe they do for a while. But then it happens again. Public exposure means witnesses. It means he can't rewrite the story later." Sloan nodded slowly. "I never thought about it that way. Also," I added, "you deserved to know, and you wouldn't have believed it if I just told you. You needed to see the proof. The tan line thing is genius. I went back through all his photos on my phone, every single one from the past 2 months, no ring. I never noticed because I didn't know to look for it." I pulled out my phone and opened the folder where I'd saved all 47 screenshots. "I'm a data analyst. Patterns are what I do." Sloan looked at the organized timeline and let out a short laugh. "He really didn't stand a chance, did he?" "No." She finished her coffee. "What are you going to do now?" "I don't know yet. Probably divorce. Definitely therapy. Maybe burn his favorite sneakers?" Sloan smiled despite herself. "Can I help with the sneakers?" I smiled back. "I'll let you know." We walked out of the coffee shop together. Before we parted ways, Sloan turned to me.
"Thank you for not hating me." I don't hate you. You were lied to, just like me. She nodded. Good luck, Vivian. You too. I watched her walk away, then got in my car. My phone buzzed. Derek had texted, "Where are you? We need to talk." I didn't reply. That evening, I went to Melissa's apartment and told her everything. She opened a bottle of wine and we sat on her balcony overlooking downtown Austin. "So what's the plan?" Melissa asked.
I called a lawyer this morning. Consultation appointment is Wednesday. Are you scared? No, I'm just tired. Tired of wondering. Tired of checking his photos. Tired of being married to someone who takes off his ring like it's a costume piece. Melissa topped off my glass. For what it's worth, that Instagram post was legendary. Half of Austin saw it. My coworker's boyfriend goes to Elite Fitness and he said the entire gym was talking about it. Great! Derek must be loving that. Actually, I heard he called in sick today. Hasn't been to the gym since the post went up. I looked out at the city lights. Somewhere out there, Derek was dealing with the consequences of his choices, and for the first time in months, that wasn't my problem to solve. When I got home around 10 p.m., Derek's car was in the driveway. I walked in to find him sitting at the dining table, his laptop open, surrounded by printed Instagram screenshots. You've been documenting this for 6 months, he said, not looking up. Yes. You knew the whole time. I suspected. Then I confirmed. He finally looked at me. Why didn't you just ask me? Would you have told me the truth? Silence. That's what I thought. Derek pushed the papers away. I ended it with Sloan. I told her it was a mistake, that I'm married and I want to work on my marriage. How generous of you. I mean it, Vivian. I don't want to lose you. I set my bag down and walked to the kitchen, pouring myself a glass of water. You already lost me, Derek. You just didn't notice. That's not fair. I turned around. What's not fair is you removing your wedding ring to date someone else while I was home believing we were solid. What's not fair is you telling a 28-year-old girl you'd never been married while you were sleeping in my bed. What's not fair is you building a relationship with someone else using time and energy that belonged to us. I know I screwed up. You didn't screw up. You made calculated choices. Every time you took off that ring, you chose her. And every time you put it back on, you chose to lie to me. Derek stood. What do you want me to do? I'll do anything. I want you to move out. His face crumpled. Vivian, tonight, pack a bag, go to a hotel. I need space. Please don't do this. You already did this. I'm just making it official. Derek stared at me for a long moment, then walked upstairs. I heard drawers opening, a suitcase zipper. 15 minutes later, he came back down with a duffel bag. I'll stay at the Marriott on Caesar Travis. Fine. He walked to the door, then turned back. I really am sorry. I know, but sorry doesn't fix tan lines. He left. I locked the door behind him, walked to the living room, and sat in the dark for a long time. The dogs curled up beside me. Outside, the neighborhood was quiet. For the first time in months, I felt like I could breathe. 6 months later, the divorce was finalized. Derek moved to Dallas for a fresh start. I kept the house, the dogs, and my dignity. Sloan and I stayed in touch, weirdly enough. She sent me a message 3 months after everything imploded. I know this is strange, but I wanted to thank you. You saved me from wasting more time on someone who didn't respect me. I hope you're doing okay. I replied, I'm better than okay. I hope you are too. She sent back a heart. I never posted on Instagram about the divorce. I didn't need to. The people who mattered knew. And the people who didn't matter could speculate all they wanted. One Saturday afternoon, I was at a farmer's market when I ran into one of Derek's former clients, a woman named Ashley I'd met at a gym event years ago. Vivian! Oh my God, how are you? I'm good, really good. I heard about you and Derek. I'm so sorry. Don't be. I'm not. She looks surprised. Really? Really? Turns out, being alone is better than being with someone who makes you feel alone. Ashley nodded slowly. I needed to hear that. I've been in a relationship that feels like that for 2 years. I keep thinking it'll get better. It won't, not unless he wants to change. And even then, you have to decide if you want to wait around to find out. She hugged me. Thank you. I watched her walk away, then continued through the market, picking out fresh vegetables and flowers for my kitchen table. My phone buzzed. A text from Melissa. Drinks tonight? I smiled. Absolutely. That evening, we sat on a patio downtown, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of orange and pink. Melissa raised her glass. To tan lines. I laughed. To tan lines. We clinked glasses. Seriously, though, Melissa said. That was the most brilliant takedown I've ever seen. Quiet, factual, undeniable. You didn't scream or throw his stuff on the lawn. You just posted photos. His own photos. Data doesn't lie. Neither do tan lines, apparently. I looked out at the city, the lights beginning to flicker on as dusk settled in. Somewhere in Dallas, Derek was probably rebuilding his image, crafting a new story. But I didn't care anymore. His narrative had nothing to do with mine. I was Vivian Young, data analyst.
Dog mom. Woman who knew her worth. And I would never ignore the patterns again. Not in data, not in tan lines, not in people. Because sometimes the truth is right there in the details. You just have to know where to look. And when you find it, you don't bury it. You bring it into the light.
You've just stepped into her revenge side, where every wound finds its justice, and every silence ends with truth. If her story struck a chord, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps these stories alive. Another secret waits in the next video. See how her revenge begins.